Here's a really scary thought. Something you need to go look at is a recent interview with Hillary Clinton. And you know what Hillary Clinton is proposing? She is proposing that the internet has restrictions on it, so you and I don't have the freedom to go out and investigate whatever it is that we need to investigate. They want actual controls. And when I say they, I'm talking about the liberals in this country. They are freaking out that you and I now have the ability to go out and do our own research. We are not dependent on the national news anymore. And why would we be? Because the national news is not trustworthy. They don't report non-biased factual information. They are on the payroll of the elitists and the leftists. Sorry, but that is a fact. It's a proven fact. So you and I, Americans, we have to be very, very diligent in working with our local, state, and national leaders about what we expect and what we will and we won't accept and what we cannot accept under any circumstances is the infringement of our rights to find out information, free speech, free access to the internet. All of those things are intertwined. And this is why they're freaking out. This is why the left is freaking out, because they can't control what you and I have access to. They want the national news to be the only source of information. Well, that is their propaganda channels. Our national news has no credibility. You can go anywhere in the world and find that out. And I did in the last 2 weeks. We, as Americans, have the right through the internet to go out and research a phone number, a doctor, a babysitter, a vet, whatever, and find out ourselves what is right and what is wrong and what is factual and what is not. We can never allow any entity to restrict, control, or assimilate what you and I have the right to find out. That happens, and we will be a communist country. Just like all of those communist countries where their citizens are at the mercy of a dictator or a state-run program that is communist. This is what they're talking about. This is why they are freaking out right now about this election. Because Americans are not depending upon our national news because it is corrupt. It is non-factual, and it is on the payroll of the left. This is why I have been saying for months and months and months, we need a national code of conduct and ethics for all journalism and journalists. And that must be a contractual agreement. Just like you get a license to be an insurance agent or a doctor or an adjuster or a nurse, whatever. When you are dealing with the public, I am not in any way saying that freedom of speech needs to be changed. I am not saying that. I am saying that we need to take the steps to ensure that never changes. And one of the ways that we do that is by making journalists accountable for lies and misinformation, because it's dangerous. A national code of conduct, a national ethical standard, if you want to be a journalist. If you don't want to be a journalist, and this includes the media outlets too, the stations run by the FCC, it is time to take that under control. And if you violate the National Code of Conduct and Ethics, which have to be agreed to by an independent company that presents it to both sides, they both have to agree on it. They have to both be willing to submit and work within these parameters. Then you can't be a journalist and you can't have a media outlet. I'm not in any way saying freedom of speech should be changed or anything. I am saying that the people who are supposed to be delivering it are held to a standard where they must deliver it. They cannot misrepresent facts to the American people, or change the facts, or modify the facts, or make the facts fit into their narrative. It's time. The whole disintegration and accountability and reputation of the national news is gone because they have allowed themselves to be bought and paid for by the left. If you agree with this and you are concerned that our rights will be infringed if Hillary Clinton and the oligarchs that align with her, after all, she is the most corrupt politician probably that we have ever seen, then you need to be paying attention. It happened 4 years ago. Look what happened on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of these platforms that are supposed to be free speech. What was happening? You and I were being censored because they did not agree that we had the right to disagree. That is a very big slippery slope. And a national code of conduct and ethics is the first step in correcting this very, very serious problem.